Just when I thought there wasn't anything else to talk about this season with the Arizona Diamondbacks, well, the Dodgers had to go a splishin' and a splashin' all over the Chase Field pool. Hi, and welcome to another edition of Venom Vision. For ArizonaSports.com, I'm Dave Dolber. So here's the basics. The D-backs, well, they lost the division. The Dodgers clinched it at Chase Field. Then the D-backs told them not to carry their celebration from the locker room back to the field. They didn't listen. They went in the pool. The D-backs, their players, the ownership, the management, all of the above were pissed. And I can't blame them. But this is the question that gets asked anytime something like this of incident happens. Who was right and who was wrong? And well, life, it's not black and white, and neither is this situation. Was it the classiest thing for the Dodgers to do? No, it wasn't. Especially not for an organization with as much tradition, pride, and history as the Dodgers have had dating back to their days in Brooklyn. Would Jackie Robinson, Pee Wee Reese, Don Drysdale, Sandy Koufax probably have done this? No, but it's a different generation. But should this have started a holy war in baseball? No, it shouldn't have. I'm not saying the D-backs are overreacting. I get their anger and their frustration. At the same time, let's be honest about the pool. Outside of one organic element and moment in 2011, it's symbolic of one thing, a cash cow. So, what's the big thing to be upset about if you're a D-backs fan? If you want to show your pride, and I know there's a little bit of a ego thing and a pride thing when it comes to sports fans in the Valley. They always feel like they're insecure or they need to prove themselves against the LA, the New York, the Chicago fans, and I get that sentiment. But if you're going to show your pride and your passion in this circumstance, it shouldn't be about Poolgate. It should be about the fact that the D-backs were punked 5 times in a span of 13 innings to end that series. And how much retaliation was there from Kirk Gibson and company? 0. Zip. Nilch. We're not talking about any 5 batters here. Paul Goldschmidt, Aaron Hill, Martin Prado, marquee names, and the D-backs, they didn't do anything. This is a team marketed for Gibby ball, old school baseball, old school manager, old school mentality, and the new school apparently is just to take your base and not flinch. Now there's been a lot of reports that the Dodgers did extracurriculars in the pool, or that they said this is our house, and that's foolish because of course Chase Field is still the D-backs' house. But with that said, the Dodgers en route to their division title, they were made awful comfortable as guests. The Diamondbacks just kind of let them push them around and rub their faces in it long before they went in the pool. But shifting gears and heading on over to the Around the Diamond segment, let's talk about the prospects of 2014, and there's an awful lot of good news to go around when it comes to them. Earlier this summer, I called on the D-backs to hold Archie Bradley off and not to bring him up to the major league level. And well, at least one wish in 2013 came true for me. They kept him in high A and then double A, and he excelled at a high level. 14 wins for the 21-year-old, an ERA under 2, 162 strikeouts, and 152 innings. And earlier this week, he was named pitcher of the organization, and it was well deserved. He's a phenomenal talent, and I think now, as Kevin Towers alluded to last week, he's ready to compete for a rotation spot in 2014. But he's not the only one who will be ready to compete for a spot in 2014. Recent call-ups Matt Davidson, Chris Owings, Patrick Corbin, and maybe even Tyler Skaggs will have a hand in what happens and transpires in 2014. The Dodgers might have the most talent in the division, but if the tides get a reverse in the NL West, it starts with the young talent, and the D-backs, at least in that category, have plenty of it. Well, that does it for this week's edition of Venom Vision. If you'd like to submit a tweet for next week's Around the Diamond segment, you can always shoot me one at the Double D, or our station's Twitter account at AZSports620. Until next week, for ArizonaSports.com, I'm Dave Dolber.